Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of week again. We only have one time of week now, instead of 2 times a week. We are here tonight on this lovely Wednesday night for a Superformula race here at Le Mans. We've got a nice full grid today. Oh, not quite full, we've got 12 on the grid, but still, that's more than we've seen in a lot of races for a while. And we are plugging ourselves in here for a night of action at not a Formula 1 track. This is quite clearly not a Formula 1 track, and it's okay because it's not technically speaking a Formula 1 car. We are here in a loopy-loop. Oh, I've spun already and I've only gone 2 corners, but that's because my mind was on car setup. I haven't changed my car setup, I don't think. So there's only one car setup that works for Le Mans, and that is minimum downforce, because trust me, these straights belong. But what I was going to say before I so rudely span is yes, Le Mans is not a Formula 1 track, but then again, this is not a Formula 1 car. This is just pretending to be a Formula 1 car. This is the Superformula car, and you won't be seeing much of my car in the race because I race from the nose camera. I'm very sorry about that, but maybe I should just be quiet now and just get the tyres up to temperature. I think what happened there was I was on cold tyres. Even the soft tyres take a bit of getting warmed up. So I just want to get into the rhythm of it, see if we can take some of these corners flat out, which I need to be in qualifying. Qualifying is coming up in, I think, about 5 minutes time, no, 10 minutes time to qualifying. So I'm just going to keep you entertained with lots of small talk, and we need lots of small talk because we have got lots of straights here. Hitting 180 mile an hour down the straights, that's the fastest this car can go because we can't shave any more downforce off it unless you've got a special downforce shaving cream, which we do not have. The only obstacles on these straights are little chicanes, and it's very easy to get a track limits violation through those. That will prove critical in the race. If you get a track limits violation going through there, it is going to cause you some serious aggro in the race. They tend to be half a second penalties most of the time for cutting those, and the track limits are not necessarily the curbs. Sometimes it's just a tiny bit of tarmac, like the tarmac on the outside there. So you have to just be very, very careful. Another thing that we've got to watch out for tonight is the rain. I believe that we could have rain here tonight. Let's zoom out the weather radar, and there's no rain on the horizon, nice blue skies. But as we come down to the bottom of the track, we've got a nice hairpin followed by another long straight. Now, if you follow racing, you'll be looking at these straights thinking, I wouldn't want to be leading the pack down these straights. Exactly. You do not want to be the lead car coming down these straights in the race. So my mission to everyone tonight is to qualify in second place and follow the guy in first place down these very long straights. And then my mission is going to be to save fuel, because refueling in these cars is very slow. You can be waiting about 30 seconds for fuel in the pits for a full tank full of fuel. So my plan will be to use my power maps to short shift and follow the car in front as closely as possible. Tonight's race is unofficially sponsored by Audi, because I'm going to make it my goal to be the most Audi driver imaginable. I'm going to be trying to do 180 miles an hour down the back straight, right on the gearbox of the car in front. By the end of this, I'm going to be able to read the tattoo on PN10's arse. That's my goal. So, to do that though, I need a clean qualifying lap, so I need to practice my qualifying. 3:24.365 from Grahammed doesn't scare me too much, because I know a good lap from me is a 3:21, but anything can happen on the lap. So it's all about this first sector, and the car's a bit jittery there. I might power cycle my wheel before qualifying starts, because I think I'm not quite getting the turn in quite right. I'm not getting the feedback through the wheel that I want through turn 1. but I'm 4/10 up already. Nothing to really do down this section other than just avoid track limits. So 4/10 up already. Want to be more than that by the end of the lap though. That was a bit of a scruffy first sector, and I'm not really sure what PM10 can do, and he's the one, if you watched last week's race, obviously he's going to be my biggest rival. That was very steady from me, and I've managed to spin it. So it won't be this lap, but I've got to watch out for this, and this is the... Oh, there we go, we see what PM10's done. He's done a 3:21.3, and I can match that for sure. That's definitely matchable. Not with the spin, it's not, but I'm not going to complete this lap anyway, because my goal for this lap anyway was just to test out the pit entry. The pit entry, if you get it wrong, can cost you a 3-second penalty in the race, and that is enough to ruin the slipstream. You will get out of someone's slipstream there and be a bit buggered. Something that is annoying me quite a lot here is that the car seems to have no rear end grip in qualifying for me, and it's been that way pretty much all season. In the race I've been able to sort of really drive the wheels off it, but in practice it just seems to want to go round on me, and I don't know why that is. It's definitely not my driving skill. Yeah, it sounds like an excuse when you spin the car out and then you blame the car. Oh, that makes my life easier. PM10's just left. Oh dear. I might have a chance. Yeah, it's not like an excuse, but when I say the car feels different in qualifying, it feels different in qualifying. I don't suddenly forget how to drive in qualifying and then remember how to drive in the race. Not someone who's been doing this as long as I have. So there's definitely like a lack of rear grip, and then the tyres are spinning up on the corner exits. I don't know what the cause of it is. I've had multiple theories, some of them more tinfoil hat than others, but I think it's something to do with the way my wheel and pedals are sending instructions. So this final sector here is pretty much flat out, and then this final corner, maybe a small lift, but I think if I'm really going for it on qualifying lap, it should be flat. So let's test this pit entry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change tyres but not refuel. See if that does anything to the handling, see if there's just a glitch with the tyres. Because I've had this glitch for a long time, and not just this car. This also happened in the GT3 category as well. In qualifying, the car just struggling a bit for grip. So let's just see if changing tyres in the pits does something to the handling of the car. And I don't need to put in a lap time to find that out. I will just know based on the feedback the car gives me. Let's see, we've avoided the 3-second penalty, so that's what I wanted to check there. Ooh, there's very little grip again. So far I'd say no, we've not regained any grip. That's not so bad. That's not so bad, and PM10's come back as well, so we are going to have a good race with him. Tonight's race I'm going to describe as a lottery, by the way, because everyone is going to be slipstreaming everyone here. There is a bit of strategy involved because it's a 50-minute race. That requires us to be able to do 5 laps on each stint to do the 50 minutes. And if you look at my fuel tank, well, actually, I've just realised we've got a different fuel consumption in qualifying. But in the race, this is a problem because the fuel consumption is going to be higher, and we're only going to have 4 laps of fuel at full pelt, and we need to do 5 laps. So we are going to have to fuel save. But if you combine that information with what I said, about following the car in front, then you can start to see a little bit of a plan forming here. That my goal is to be as close to the car in front as possible, but be on fuel map 3 or 4, using less fuel. Then when the pit stops come, I'm hopefully going to leapfrog the car in front and go and win the race. That's the theory. We'll see if that actually works. But a lot can happen, and it probably will. I'm actually feeling that the car's maybe a tiny bit better now. This is certainly more settled. And I can see some smoke up in front. There's someone gone off. Let's slipstream key in through here. Is he going to take the next section flat out or not? He's pulled over. I mean, this section through here, you can see I took the downforce off the car, and yet it's just full throttle in this car. These Formula cars have got way too much downforce for this section. And there you go, 168 miles an hour through there with the slightest lift. We'll have a go through the final chicane. And there we go. So we haven't got a time on the board. Let's see if we can beat PM10's first. Oh god, there's a roadblock in front. The French are out. They're on strike. Which is just as well because that was a brilliant first few corners. Wow, another car. That wasn't so good, but I want to see this sector time. Oh, it's not actually told me relative to anyone, so I don't know. Bugger. Have I got time to quickly grab my drinks bottle? Ah. Yeah, just about. PM10 on the wrong tyres, as always. Now, I was tempted to play sneaky buggers here and to try and get out of the pits first. Wow. I don't know why, but whoever that was in the arrows kind of slowed down on the pit exit, so I'm sorry I hit him, but these cars don't have brake lights. So I apologise for the contact. Unwanted contact with me is something that most ladies complain about, but also racing drivers too. And the jokes are going to keep coming. Let's see what the slipstream's like down here. What can steel do against my slipstream? Wow. He'll get it in the next bit. And there's another car up the road actually, and I'm wondering whether I should try and catch that car up the road. We're not going to have time for many qualifying laps here. I think we've got time for 2. So it's a best of 2. And I haven't reset my wheel like I said I was going to, but I think the car's handling all right. So another thing, anyone new to the series will notice that it says overtake down at the bottom right. I'm not allowed to use that. That is forbidden. We're allowed to use it in the race after the first lap, but we're not allowed to use it in qualifying. Don't ask me why. I think it's a silly rule. I personally say that it would make qualifying here really tactical. I mean, if you think about it, we've not got enough overtake to use it around the entire lap. because it's such a long track. So it could make it really strategic if we was allowed to use it in qualifying tonight. But I don't make the rules, and sometimes that's a good thing. I'm all on following the rules, let alone making them. I'm not catching that car in front. I don't know who the car in front is, but I think whoever's in front is... there's two cars in front, and I think they're slipstreaming each other, which will be why I'm not catching them. I don't know if I can catch them through the fast things. I'm imagining that everyone's got the skill to take this flat out, because it's honestly not that hard. But the next corner, I'm backing it off because I don't want to get a penalty by running wide on an outlap, given that I would serve that penalty on my flying lap. So I'm just being super careful with these track limits on the outlap. And I need to just, I don't need full rear bias. Maybe that was another thing that I was doing wrong there. I want a tiny bit of rear bias. Let's concentrate now. This is the most important corner in my opinion. That wasn't brilliant, but it was tidy. I kind of felt like I've got a bit of wheel slip coming in there. Nice and flat. I've no idea who on track here is PM10, which of these dots he is. He might be the one who's last, because he does like to go out on his own. And I don't mean as a person, although he probably might do as well, who knows. I mean, if all you've got for me is company, I wouldn't blame you. But I'll keep him company during the race, don't worry. He'll get to know the front wing, hopefully. No, I don't want to talk myself up, because for all I know I could drop it in turn one. And I am going to do something ambitious when it comes to strategy as well. I'll show you later, you'll have to stay tuned. Not really attacking that. I don't know what would happen if I got pole. It kind of ruined my plan. It'd certainly ruin everything if I got pole. And I'm wondering if people are joining or leaving the lobby there. There's messages coming up, but I'm not reading them. I'm wondering if there's people dropping out and stuff like that. It would be a shame if PM10 dropped out. Yeah, I've got a lot of talking to do down these straights, haven't I? And again, not pushing the car too hard. Nice exit there though. I felt like that went quite well. So if we can get round to the line before 3 minutes 20, we can get an extra lap at the end here, but I don't think we can. Just a small lift. I want to leave some in the bag for next time, and yeah, this is going to be the last lap, the next one. Yeah, so a bit cautious. PM10 can destroy that. Bad start to the lap. So I'm down a tenth, but it's a very long lap. I need to find about a second and a half if I'm going to beat PM10, and I think he is the last dot on the map. He is going to get 2 laps in. But yes, I'm going to have to find some lap time here then. That's faster. So we found 4 tenths. Tell you what I don't want to come up against these cars at the end of the lap. That would be a bit rubbish. So yes, PM10's absolutely destroyed me, but I'm 47 hundredths faster than him at the second split. So we're neck and neck on this lap. Oh, a bit hesitant on the accelerator, but it's still faster. It's still beating him. I don't know if he's going any faster. He might be. He went faster in practice. I'm going to throw it through this corner. Not this one, but the one after. A bit slow on the exit. Caution to the wind. Revving it out. There's not much the driver can do through this section. Other than hug the inside for the shortest line. And there's a tenth of a second in it. And I've had a slow exit there. Banzai the final sector maybe. I turned across too early. It's going to be a faster lap, but it's not enough. 3 tenths off. But the plan to get second place is so far looking good. And it was all that penultimate corner. I had to get out of it mid-corner. I tried to just take it flat. And, well, the world may be flat, but that corner isn't. Let's talk about other things that are flat. My battery. The earth. Not my belly. Definitely not my belly. No, I need to improve the banter a little bit, don't I? I need to turn the banter up to like, you know, maybe like a solid 7. What can I talk about tonight? I've got so many long straights. It's a very relaxed track, and to be honest, I'm just taking it for a laugh tonight as well. Happy that I've got second place, because third place would be really a disaster. We've got a bit of a field spread. It puts my mind at ease a little bit that maybe... sorry about the audio issue there. Maybe the slipstream for some of the people further down might not be a big deal, but I am going to take a risk, and I'm going to announce that risk right now. I am going to start on the hard compound tyres. It's a risk for 2 reasons. Reason the first, if it starts to rain, we don't have to use all 3 compounds. It's the slowest compound. Risk the second is that I might not actually be fast enough using it to stay within the slipstream. And if I lose the slipstream to PM10, I'm in trouble. There'll be not much I can do about it, Yeah, there definitely won't be much I can do about it for the until the end of the first lap. At the end of the first lap, we're allowed to use overtake, and then I could try to get back in the slipstream. But if he takes the mediums or the softs, then I might not be able to follow his slipstream in the first stint. But my plan is to have the softs at the end, so that at the very least I'm on the same compound as my opponent, and at the very worst I'm on a harder compound than my opponent. So let's change those tyres now. This will be a bit crappy going down into turn 1 as well, because these will have no grip. This is going to test me, to say the least, because these are going to be cold. I've got to get them off the line. I mean, I might not even be slipstreaming PM10 in the first sector. Rufus could get past me, and then he could go give PM10 a hard time as well. Who knows? Anything could happen in this race, but I will settle for second tonight, as always. I honestly think PM10 is the better all-round racer than me. I'm happy that I'm within 3/10 and that I know where those 3/10 came from as well. It was all in that last sector. I was actually a 10th ahead of him in the penultimate sector, and it was just that last sector where I lost it. So I'm happy that, you know, I could have actually got the pole. But let's see now. We have got 50 minutes of racing. Got to use all 3 compounds of tyre for 3 laps minimum. A full tank of fuel is 4 laps. If we can fuel save, we can stretch it out to 5. And actually, I didn't even mention why are we stretching it out to 5. It's because it's almost certainly going to be a 15-lap race. Yeah, 15 laps will take us to basically 50 minutes. That's including, I mean, it's 3:22 per lap. So, yeah, times that by 15, you know, 3 times 15, 45. And then, you know, an extra 20 seconds per lap times 15 is an extra 5 minutes. So you get your 50 minutes. The other thing with this strategy, well, it could go wrong because it could turn out that I don't need to do 5 laps on the hard tyres. Could only need to do 4 laps. So there's also that. But I'd be prepared to pit if PM10 pits on lap 4. I could just follow him in. So here we go. We have got a jump start penalty. So if you jump the start, you get a horrendous penalty. So let's try not to do that. Look but don't stare. And I think he might be on hards. He's had a really good exit though. And it is what I'd feared. But is he going to have the fuel save? Let's find out. He's weaving, that's for sure. He doesn't seem to be fuel saving. Right, tow me. Yeah, I've not done very well there because I've actually fallen out of Rufus's toe as well. So this is not really going well at all. I'm not really getting a toe from Rufus actually. Yeah, these hard tyres don't have the pace. This was a mistake. Let's look at the weather radar. There's no rain on the radar. Yeah, and I need to start watching this fuel. I'm going to try and get back in Rufus's toe now. Ah, crap, that's going to be a penalty for me. The dirty air there was awful. It really was. Yeah, that's a bloody penalty for me. It's all going wrong this race so far. But I am at least on the hard tyres. Knowing my luck, PM10 will as well be. Nobody seems to be fuel saving. I'll just take the racing line through there. But yeah, to be 7 seconds down already is a bit worrying. But I'm just gonna hold on now. YT behind me. You're welcome to a tow, my friend. As long as I can slipstream you, that's all that matters to me. Wow. God, I hate these hard tyres. Yeah, this has all gone wrong. Because I don't have the pace on the corner exits, that's the real problem here. But I'm following YT in the slipstream, that was the plan. Right, this is working, and YT's actually backed off now. That extra penalty for Dan, just basically putting him straight back in. Oh, you cheeky beggar. That was a push to pass, mate. That was... I didn't leave you a gap there. But fair enough, mate. Opportunistic. And he's going to get himself a penalty anyway. And I think the problem now, though, is that, you know, this strategy just gets undone by the traffic as well, because I'm losing time fighting people instead of driving perfect laps. Right, can I at least steal the slipstream from Dan? I mean, I'm actually good for fuel here. Yeah, that's it. That's nice. Follow that slipstream. He's pulling the gap though down the straight. So I think the hard tyres were the mistake here. But unless everyone else is, I don't know, they might be on softs for all I know. We'll have an advantage later in the race, but by then I think I'm just going to be so far behind that it's not going to count for much. I mean, PM10's already got an 18-second lead. What's the weather radar looking like? Yeah, no rain. But there, let's just keep following people and keep saving fuel. That's the thing, I can't keep in the slipstream. The car's just not got enough to do that. This is quite nice. Oh, I don't know. Was that within track limits or not? Please, please let it be. Please. Yes, it was. But yeah, I'm losing touch. No, I don't know what he was doing, but he got it wrong. Yeah, I've taken in that overtake now, and I think it was fair. Yeah, I can't complain all the time, can I? You know, they overtake from Dan. That was, yeah. I went to cover the inside too late. Ah! Sorry, mate. Sorry. the scream. Yeah, the reason I hit pause was that was the only way not to murder him. Sorry, mate. That was. I would definitely take a different line through there than he does. I brake quite late and carried the speed to the second apex, which is probably the wrong way to take that corner, by the way, for me. Yeah, so my apologies, Graham. That was a day late and a dollar short. I think is the phrase that Brundle uses. But I've got loads of fuel now, too much fuel. So let's burn that fuel off. Use the potential of the car, because we are trying to go 5 laps, and you know we've got more than a lap and a half of fuel on board. Well, we should get past Graham here quite easily. And we're in Dan Dan's tow. Oh, he was on mediums, thank God for that. And he's only gone 4 laps. He's going to have problems later on if he's only gone 4 laps. Well, that makes getting past Dan Dan easy. So this is it, hammer time. They've all got a very long pit stop to do. I don't. And I've got a clear track. So we've already set my personal best first sector, not matching with what PM10 was doing, but this is looking okay. And if I can pit with fuel spare, it does mean that I'll have a shorter pit stop as well. All things considered, PM10 didn't have a particularly great turn 1 and 2 on those mediums then. Right on the first lap, if I remember back, I thought he was on the hards because he really struggled to get the car turned. I do need to improve my wheel-to-wheel combat, don't I? Because I'm very sorry to Grahammed, that was on me. But I tend to sort of lunge that first apex of that chicane. Yeah, usually I'm quite confident to say, I can send it really late in a corner and I'm not going to hit the back of you. I was millimeters away there, and I had to hit. I literally had to do like the coward thing, which is to hit pause. That was reaction times. Yeah. But this is what I wanted to be doing now. Hammer time. I've not had to really conserve much fuel on this lap. Although I'm getting a bit paranoid about the fuel remaining. Is 0.3 enough? So I've just switched it down. I'm gonna go fuel 1. I think it should be alright. Yeah. And we're good. And we're going to go to the mediums because that guarantees that PM10 is at least 1 compound within me, you know, like 1 compound off from me. I'm wondering who it is that they pay to play the harmonica at the pit lane. Dan coming in with 0 fuel. Great stint. But I'm wondering if PM10 will run out of... Well, we'll have to make an extra pit stop or be very, very slow on his final stint. Because if he does a 4 laps per stint, every stint, then he is going to need an extra pit stop. And an extra pit stop here, by the way. Look at the clock. 50 seconds. I'm glad to be off those hard tyres. Yeah, these are better. So I'm nowhere near slipstreaming anyone this time. And I have got to just watch that fuel. 34 seconds off PM10 though, that is almost like half a pit stop. So Fast and Furious might actually just be the faster way here than fuel saving. Like, I will doff my hat to him if that's actually the faster strategy here. Whoa, I nearly lost the car there. That was a kick. But I'm convinced, with 0 research, by the way, that 2 stops... Yeah, 2 stops is better than 3. I've not really tested each, but... I'm just sat there thinking, 50 seconds for a pit stop. Yeah. The gap keeps going up though, that's the thing. Let's see, because everyone else also pitted a lap before me, so I'm not too worried about the fact that I'm in 6th place, because I think everyone else is going to have fuel problems and they're not 30 odd seconds in front of me. But yeah, his pace is bloody lightning. Well, the plan, remember, in qualifying, I was saying the plan was to be best friends with PM10's gearbox. I'm not even in the same postcode as him. Like, he's basically, he's in France and I'm in, like, frickin' Austria or something. And I'm just watching that fuel number because I've used a lap of fuel, but I've not done a lap. And I've got to keep that to, well, yeah, about 50 seconds, the gap. Otherwise, he's going to have a free pit stop. If it turns out that just driving flat out is faster, I'll be really annoyed for not knowing that. And he's already got 40 seconds. Just looking at it though, my lap times have been absolutely pants. I was doing 324s in practice, even with fuel saving. I am catching Whitey. I'm not very good at fuel saving, that's the thing. But I'm just watching that delta time because this will be what, a 3:26. The PM10's only gained a second on me so far this lap. 2 seconds actually. If it turns out that he doesn't have to pit again, then I am screwed. If he somehow, well, you know what? If he drove 40 seconds a lap slower to avoid pitting, yeah, okay, I think he's got me. Because that's what I'd be doing in this situation, is be like, okay, crap, I have to pit again. Let's just drive really slowly now. But I certainly fed myself to the wolves. That was the problem, is that starting on the hard tyres, I think I lost a lot of time just defending or trying to get into slipstreams. Obviously I lost some time with penalties as well, and that's my fault. Well, it's all my fault, the strategy's my fault as well, and I'm the person who thought of it. Right, we're hitting our fuel numbers, and we're gaining on Whitey as well. We're losing about 4 seconds a lap. It's lap 8, so I think he has to pit now. End of this lap. But I think the other problem is if I'd have started on mediums, I would have kept with PM10 in this opening lap. The fact that I couldn't keep with him broke my strategy. Because imagine if I could have done his lap times, but while saving the fuel that I am. But the lack of traction on those hards was awful. They were just crap. Absolute. They were a piece of ass. That was a bit of a dodgy exit for me. 4/10 off my my last lap. So we're not really setting the world on fire here with the lap time. That was a nice exit. And Little by Little is a song by Oasis, but it's also what's happening to the gap between me and Whitey. Since that gap's going down, I'm actually going to just fuel save a bit more through this section though. That was a bit too tight there. I've been taking that corner a bit too tight. Oh, he was on softs. So we are going to have the tyre advantage in the final stint. Is he going to come out? I don't mean the closet. Is he going to come out of the pits in front of me or behind me? He saved a decent amount of fuel, but he is literally committed now to doing an extra stop. He can't go 21 minutes. And Whitey's pulled away from me as well. Oh, he's got out in front of me. Well, has he? 8 seconds in front. Oh, that'll be track limits. I didn't see what tyres he put on, because obviously you can do a second stint here on softs. But if I was him right now, I'd be on like maximum fuel save. What's the weather going to do? Is the weather going to be a factor? No. Yeah, it'd be maximum fuel saving right now because you got a net 40-second advantage after the pits. And I've got basically 2 more laps. You know what? If I was being super aggressive, I'd try and close down this 6 seconds somehow. Because if I could get a slipstream off him on the final lap before I pit, that'd be mega. That'd really mess with him. We're kind of matching each other here, lap time wise. I'm nibbling little bits out of his advantage, but then he's gaining them back. Nailed it. That was great. I mean, he's a lot faster in that sector, so he is using his fuel. He's not doing what I would do, which is just to say, hey, I've got a ridiculous advantage over him here, so I can just coast around. That's what I'd be doing. Nearly came a cropper there. That's bad. I've lost a ton of time. And got a penalty. Crap. That could be critical come the end of the race. So, you see there, that's kind of what I was doing when I was behind Grahammed, is sort of opening out that corner and braking late but in a straight line so that you can hook it across. So, I apologise that I nearly murdered him. In fairness, I might have just outbraked myself. I don't know. I'm sort of making it sound like I didn't, but it all happened quick, so I don't know. If I did outbrake myself, then egg on face. I'm not going to be too moany about Dan Dan's pass. It was, in hindsight, pretty cheeky. A touring car pass in Superformula cars. Yeah, it works. It works. So that painful penalty. I'm trying to think of alliteration then. I was going to try and say something quite clever like that painful penalty per, but I can't think of anything to say, especially when you're travelling 180 miles an hour. I wish I was doing 180, then I might be gaining. Yeah, it cost me quite a bit, that. Lost 2 seconds on this lap. So I should have been at 6 seconds behind. So we got the good tyres at least. How much time have we got left? Hang on, I'm going to get my calculator out here. 14 times 60 plus 20 divided by, was it 3 minutes a lap is 180 seconds, 200 seconds. 4.3 laps to go. So do I take 5 laps of fuel? I'm going to take 5 laps of fuel, but I'm going to drive flat out. For full tank of fuel. Don't think I need it. I think I've overfueled, but I'm going to use full boost. Because I'm also thinking, that this might surprise him, that he won't notice what the gap is. 56 seconds. I'm taking a note of that. So if I can, and he was 8 seconds in front. So if I can get that down to 48, then I'll come out in front. He's going to have a shorter stop than me, that's another thing. He can do a splash and dash. So yeah, I probably need to get the gap down a bit more than that to account for the splashing and dashing of fuel. So it's 56.3. He'll be on like full attack. He is increasing the gap. But I suppose I went for the spectacular, well, not the spectacular, but I went for an ambitious strategy. It all depended on me being able to keep up with PM10 down the first lap, which I clearly didn't. But it's gone down to 55 seconds, and I'm guessing he's going to be pitting like, you know, either this lap or next. If it would be smart, prudent to pit as late as possible if he's not taken the hards yet. And he has taken the hards, and it is pitting now. Okay. That was bad for me. Ah, that might be why he came out in front of me though, because look, he's out of fuel. So he actually put less fuel in on the last stop. He put 3 laps of fuel in on that last stop. That's how he came out so far in front of me. Because I did do a what when he came out 8 seconds in front. He's going to be on the soft tyres now though, so... I don't know where he is, but he's in front of me. That's annoying that I can't see how far in front he is because of because of Grahamad. But he'll obviously be giving it the beans as well. We should cycle through to second place. That's at least one thing. A bit late on my turn in there. I kind of lost sight of that apex and that's hurt me a bit there. And that might be a penalty. No, just about got away with it. Because the track limits there are not actually the curb. Got to keep pushing. So Grahamad, I think, might pit this lap. You can see PM10 in front, but I've no idea if I'm gaining on him this lap because I don't get that information, which is really frustrating. Oh, purple. Well, that's a penalty, but I might get fastest lap on this lap. No, I didn't. Got a penalty for nothing. Yeah, well, it's his race. He's won it. Nothing I can do. I'm not going to gain 5.7 seconds on him. And I think, well, we've got more than 2 laps left. That's the problem. And I've only got 2 laps of fuel. I was unsure whether it was going to be a 14 or 15 lap race. And I think it's going to be 15, but just. But as it turns out, just going flat out and making an extra pit stop was the better strategy. I hadn't even considered it, to be honest. I'd not thought of that strategy at all. Yeah. You know what? I think he is actually fuel saving a little bit. But you know what I have also calculated here? I'm pretty sure P White can't make 15 laps. That was a painful penalty. And PM10's obviously now even more happy with his lead. Mind you, I think he had a half a second penalty of his own, because I thought he would have gained a lot more than that on me. Yeah, I'm just not quite getting the turn in there. That's driver skill, not enough of it. Yeah, P White's not going to get the final lap, but I do need to save some fuel. It is possible to save that amount of fuel, just to point out. The fuel remaining gauge basically bases itself on average fuel consumption for the stint, and because I was going hammer and tongs, it still got to sort of re-average itself a little bit, so it won't be as bad as it looks. He's obviously walking away now, but I am pretty sure that P. White's going to cross the line with 14 laps. I'm going to quite easily cross the line for 15 laps, but then I'm going to run out of fuel. Yeah, if I'd have managed to slipstream PM10, if I'd have started on the mediums and been able to keep up in Sector 1, this would have been, I think, a very different story. But I hadn't even considered his strategy as viable. And just to point out, I'm usually quite good at testing these strategies. I do my homework. I'm a good boy. I'm a bit of a nerd. But I haven't done my homework for this one because I've just come off a business trip and I've been away since Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I've not had as my usual practice. I jumped on last night around midnight. After practicing for whatchamacallit, the Sunday League, shall we just make him do an extra lap? Joke's on you, pal. let's all just spam his inbox now. Let's just all send him messages whilst he has to do an extra lap. He gets the victory lap. Oh dear. I took a risk there because P. White could have just, like, I had to get that right. I had to judge that run to the line so carefully so that I crossed, like, when it went to 0, but, like, so that he couldn't just squeeze himself across the line. So I was taking a bit of a risk there, but, I mean, I didn't want to have a boring lap. I want to make engaging content. I mean, the race was closer than it looked, right? I mean, it's going to go down on the record sheet that he won by 3 minutes 20 seconds. But, you know, I think if I had had a bit of a cleaner race there, that would have been closer. You know, I had those penalties, and I had the ding-dongs at the start of the race. Those ding-dongs at the start of the race is really what gave PM10 that breathing space. If I'd have been within 3 seconds of him coming out of the pits, I would have certainly given him something to think about. I would have really used that that boost to catch his slipstream and then start fuel saving in the slipstream. But it was an alright race, another second place. I am becoming Mr. Second. You know, 2 for Tesco. Panic at the Tuco, you know, pump number 2. Yeah, well, I don't mind being number 2 to PM10. He is a great racer and a great person as well, so fair enough. And hey, I don't have anything to complain about tonight. No, not really. I don't want to come across as a complaining person, to be honest. You know, if I do come across as complaining too much, just bear in mind that it's mostly sort of sarcasm. I'm not actually that bothered. It's just my personality. I'm an old man. But I enjoyed that. I think it's not the most engaging track as a driver with all the straights. And it's a shame that there was no sort of proper action for the lead. But it is what it is. Another second place. My second place in the championship is becoming more second by the second. That's what I'm going to call the stream, second by the second. Care if you lot thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty witty, second by the second. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you enjoyed it. I personally... you know, I hope you enjoyed at least my commentary. Have a good one, and I'll see you next week. For whatever round we're at next week, I don't even know. I haven't even looked. I think it's Austria? Let's see. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Good night.